The most dangerous enemy you'll ever face is not always standing in front of you. Sometimes it's living inside you. Quiet, patient, waiting, not with a weapon in its hand, but with a habit, an addiction. And every single day, it asks for a small piece of your future. Just one more scroll, one more excuse, one more hit of comfort, one more moment of escape. It doesn't seem dangerous at first. That's the trap. Because addictions never arrive looking like destruction. They arrive disguised as relief. They promise comfort. They promise pleasure. They promise escape. But behind every promise is a chain. And every time you give in, that chain gets stronger. A young lion is not defeated by one battle. It is defeated when it forgets how to hunt. When it becomes dependent. When comfort replaces survival. And that's exactly what addiction does. It slowly teaches you to depend on something outside yourself. Something that steals your focus. Steals your discipline. Steals your ambition. Until one day you wake up and realize you're no longer in control. The addiction is. Most people think addiction is only about substances. They're wrong. Some people are addicted to distractions. Some are addicted to validation. Some are addicted to comfort. Some are addicted to procrastination. Some are addicted to staying the same. Different chains. Same prison. The scary part? The prison often feels comfortable. That's why people stay there. A soldier preparing for war understands something important. Anything that weakens him becomes a threat. Anything that steals his focus becomes an enemy. Anything that compromises the mission must be eliminated. Your life is no different. Your goals are the mission. Your future is the mission. And every addiction standing between you and that future is an enemy. The problem is that addictions don't destroy you overnight. If they did, nobody would fall for them. They destroy you slowly. Silently. One compromised decision at a time. Like rust eating away at steel. The blade still looks sharp. But underneath, weakness is spreading. Until one day the blade breaks. Many people don't realize they're losing because the damage is invisible. You don't see the opportunities missed. You don't see the confidence lost. You don't see the discipline disappearing. You only notice the consequences years later. The business never started. The dream never happened. The potential was never reached. Not because you weren't capable. Because you were distracted. A fire can warm a house. Or burn it down. The difference is control. The same principle applies to your desires. When you control them, they serve you. When they control you, they consume you. The strongest people aren't people who never experience temptation. They're people who refuse to surrender to it. Every warrior faces temptation. Every champion faces temptation. Every disciplined man faces temptation. The difference is what happens next. They don't negotiate. They don't entertain weakness. They don't feed the monster. Because they understand a simple truth. What you feed grows. What you starve dies. Every addiction survives because it is being fed. Fed with attention. Fed with excuses. Fed with repetition. Cut off the supply. And eventually the addiction begins to weaken. At first it feels impossible. Your brain screams. Your body resists. The cravings arrive like a storm. The discomfort feels unbearable. But storms don't last forever. That's what many people forget. Discomfort is temporary. Freedom is permanent. Picture a man trapped in a dark cave. For years he has lived there. The darkness became familiar. Comfortable even. Then one day he sees a small light in the distance. The journey toward that light is painful. His eyes hurt. His legs ache. The climb is difficult. But every step takes him closer to freedom. Breaking addiction works the same way. The beginning is hard. The middle is hard. But the reward is worth it. Because on the other side is control. On the other side is clarity. On the other side is self-respect. And self-respect is priceless. Every time you break a destructive habit, you prove something to yourself. You prove that your urges are not your master. You prove that your emotions are not your master. You prove that you are capable of leading yourself. That confidence changes everything. Because confidence is built through evidence. Not words. Not affirmations. Evidence. Promises kept. Temptations resisted. Victories earned. The strongest man in the room is often not the loudest. Not the richest. Not the most talented. It's the man who has control over himself. The man who can say no. The man who can delay gratification. The man who remains disciplined when nobody is watching. That kind of strength cannot be bought. It must be built. One decision at a time. One battle at a time. One day at a time. You don't need to win forever. You only need to win today. Then tomorrow. Then the day after that. And eventually those small victories become a new identity. An identity built on discipline. An identity built on control. An identity built on strength. Remember this. Addictions are thieves. They steal your focus. They steal your energy. They steal your future. And if you don't destroy them, they will slowly destroy the life you were capable of creating. You were not born to be controlled by urges. You were not born to live as a prisoner. You were not born to surrender your potential. You were born to lead, to build, to create, to become stronger. The battle starts now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Because every day you delay is another day the addiction grows stronger. And every day you fight back is another day you reclaim your power. The strongest version of yourself is waiting. But he only appears when weakness is removed. When excuses are eliminated. When addictions lose their grip. So stop feeding what is destroying you. Start feeding what will build you. And watch your entire life change. If this message lit a fire in you, then it's time to act. Drop this in the comments right now. I control my mind. I control my life. So that I know you stayed all the way till the end. And you will break free from destructive habits and build unstoppable self-mastery.